Welcome to the Octagon Insight channel. And so let's start with the latest news in the world of MMA. Jon Jones has only recently returned to the Octagon and is determined to keep performing. But it's not legacy and championship ambitions that drive the American. The heavyweight told how many fights he intends to hold in the future and what he plans to do after his fighting career. In recent years, Jones rarely pleases with his appearances in the Octagon. For 4 years, he has held only 3 fights and does not plan to perform more often. The American is motivated only by fees, not sporting interest, which makes it harder to lure him into the Octagon every time. The heavyweight admitted that the situation will not change and told us what he will do in the next 5 years. Thus, Jones plans to perform in the Octagon only 2 times, and only for the sake of earning a fortune. Well, after the American will leave the sport, he intends to devote himself to acting. The champion is already starring in a war movie and is sure that his path in the cinematography will continue. The MMA world is on a bit of a vacation due to Christmas and New Year's Eve celebrations, but the UFC will return with a tournament on January 12th. This is not the first time the UFC decides to start the calendar year with a fight night tournament. In 2024, the honor of opening the year fell to Magomed Ankalaev and Johnny Walker. In that fight, the Russian effectively knocked out his opponent. The opening main event in 2025 will be a girls' bout. Brazilian Mackenzie Dern and Amanda Ribas will share the Octagon in Vegas. Note that this is a rematch. In 2019, Amanda won by decision of all judges. The promotion has prepared the official poster of the tournament on this occasion. The conflict between Merab and Umar Nurmagomedov continues. This time, the guards did not allow them to be on the territory of UFC P1 at the same time to avoid possible aggression. Merab Dvalishvili stated that the guards prevented him from entering the UFC Performance Institute because Umar Nurmagomedov was inside at that moment.
I'm here in front of UFC PI and security don't let me go in because they said Umar Nurmagomedov is inside and they are protecting him. Don't worry guys, I'm not gonna smash him before the fight. But January 18 is different story. I'm not able to go in UFC PI because I was supposed to get treatments for my injury. I was supposed to sign some cards. I was supposed to eat lunch with my friends. What the heck? I'm gonna smash this guy because of all the disrespect, all the lies he was saying. You better show up, Umar. Okay, today you will be protected. Don't worry, I'm not gonna punch you before the fight. But January 18, no one will protect you.
Shavkat Rakhmonov will face Belal Muhammad in 2025. Many fans are confident that he will become the next UFC title holder. The president of the major promotion supports them in this opinion, prophesizing a fight with the Russian champion for the Kazakhstani. The welterweight division could be in for a change in 2025. Shavkat Rakhmonov has every chance to become the new champion, which opens the way to a second title for Islam Makhachev. The Russian is mulling a move to a neighboring category, and so far, only Belal Muhammad's championship has stopped him. However, the belt will go to the Kazakh, and the fans may be waiting for a super fight. Experts believe that Makhachev needs to change divisions to write his name in history. The second belt should be a priority for the Russian, and the fight in the welterweight division will be with Rakhmonov. All in one voice say that Nomad will defeat Muhammad and fans will see a fight between the Kazakh and Islam Makhachev. UFC tournaments in 2024 were packed with spectacular knockouts. Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo made their picks in the Knockout of the Year category. Kamaru Usman believes that the most spectacular knockout of 2024 was Max Holloway's punch in his fight with Justin Gaethje. He stated that it was difficult for him to choose that particular knockout because Gaethje is a friend of his. He stated that it is very difficult to pull off such a knockout in a fight with Justin Gaethje given his power and experience. Henry Cejudo's opinion differed with Kamaru Usman. In his opinion, the best finish was scored by Elijah Topuria in his fight with Alex Volkanovski. On the Pound for Pound podcast, Henry Cejudo said that knocking out a fighter like Alex Volkanovski is a great achievement. He also emphasized the way in which Elijah Topuria was able to do it. The series of punches was great, Cejudo added. Top UFC middleweight prospect Robert Whittaker has assessed the chances of Israel Adesanya and Nassourdine Imavov in their fight at a tournament in Saudi Arabia. Robert Whittaker noted that Nasruddin Imavov is a tough fighter and he can last all 5 rounds. He emphasized Imavov's striking technique. Whittaker believes that Nasruddin Imavov will bully the pace of the fight, apply pressure and force Adesanya to make mistakes like Dricus du Plessis did. The question is whether Imavov will be able to do that for all 5 rounds, the Australian former champion believes. Still, Robert Whittaker stated that he believes Israel Adesanya is the favorite in this fight. He noted that Adesanya is great against fighters like Imavov. Whittaker emphasized that Yisrael Adesanya was very good in his fight with Dricus du Plessis until he made a small mistake. Therefore, if Adesanya does not make a mistake, he will win this fight, Whittaker stated on the Arcade podcast. One of the questions on fans' minds in 2025 is whether Conor McGregor will return to the octagon. Although the Irish superstar is officially on the UFC roster, league veteran Matt Brown believes fans shouldn't expect another fight from the former champion. The year 2024 has turned out to be as bad as possible for Conor McGregor. First, there was the disruption of the fight with Michael Chandler, and then the sensational scandal caused a massive cancellation of the Irishman. Nevertheless, the former champion hopes to perform again in the UFC. Let it be after the fight with Logan Paul. However, league veteran Matt Brown believes that it is not worth waiting for another McGregor performance in MMA. Brown has long said that the Irishman's journey in mixed martial arts is over. The ex-fighter is confident that the Octagon star can expect many high-profile fights outside of the UFC, but the world's strongest league is done with his career. Brown believes that McGregor simply has no reason to return to a competitive promotion when he can easily earn a meeting with Logan Paul.